Greetings, comrades. We meet once again on Friday. We are discussing documentation. Some of you already have sent through their questions. We prefer that you send through your questions before we start, so that if need be, we do some research on some of your questions, because with some of your questions we need us to consult. But if you still have a question, you did not get a time to type your question, please do so in the comment section. We are discussing documentation. We start with Comrades Participant Ndlovu. She says, does it mean if I do not do an extension on my ZEP, kuzohamba njani? Will it still be valid until November 2025? Comrades Participant Ndlovu, you have no reason not to apply. Just go to VFS in Durban. I know you're in Durban, Emlazi. Go there in KZN and apply. You have no reason. Remember, we said that in terms of the directive, it expires this year, 31st December 2024. So there's no reason not to apply to move to another visas. We then said we requested a postponement, an extension. We requested an extension. We don't know, but we operate on the basis that by the 31st of December 2024, every holder of a Zimbabwe exemption permit have a sefakile application yake, so that you do not have problem. Comrade Mazibisa Shepherd Sindiso, no, I get your point. I get your advice. And then yes, to my comrades, I understand. Comrade Mavis D. Pandura says, good afternoon. I have a challenge of printing out the online form. Payments and bookings are done, but when I click on printing button, it's not active. You have got two options. First option is to download the forms. Just download the forms. If the forms download, then you print. You are no longer printing from online. Just download the forms, you print. That's the first option that we have, Comrade Mavis D. Bandura. The second option is to trust us with your login details. We can do that for you. I've got my team can do that for you. The comrades I work with, of course, at a small fee, they will assist you. My number 0833401000. Just WhatsApp me if you are still struggling. But the easy thing is just to download and print. It should not be a problem. Comrade Zaz Savem, well, your question is political, but we'll answer it. You are saying, when are we going home to fix Zimbabwe? We don't need to be physically in Zimbabwe to fix Zimbabwe, but we'll discuss this when we discuss the political issues. Comrade Chris Mzilankata, I think I skipped your question. I didn't look into it before coming here, but let me just read it. Uthi mbudumani njani my leader, ma uke waboshelwa wona la maphepha ngephutha kuyaphazamisa wathatha ama fingerprints. Nxa wabotshwa anti ma usiya apply, you put siya submit a VFS, you put umuno your thing. Biometric, you do biometric nxa usiya submit a VFS. They will pick up what you have got fingerprints, right? What your fingerprints are a problem, not that you have fingerprints. But that your fingerprints have problems, they show what you have got a criminal record. So remember what we used to do when Abanye they were rejected on the basis that my fingerprints are awake or right. What would advise people to do is to go to the court judgment. So if you were arrested, you went to police station, bathatha ama fingerprints akho, they want to know ukuthi case le yaphela njani. because it does not mean that a person who's arrested is guilty of an offense. We are a suspect, right? Part of the procedure is that when a docket is opened, you do a fingerprint, right? Then you win the case. So say if you are rejected, or if you know if you have such a situation, you actually even attach the court judgment. Would, yes, I was arrested for this, I was cleared of all the charges. But if you are found guilty, it's a different thing, because you have a criminal record, which in most of the cases you are going to be rejected. But we know there are those that were arrested and deported before 2010. That amnesty of 2010 covers them. So if you are in that category, you were arrested before 2010, you were deported, the 2010 amnesty covers you. So it should not be a problem. But if after you were granted the ZEP, wasubochwa, you were then found guilty, you will be rejected, your application yako to move to another visa. I hope Mazlangata, you have been answered. Comrade Tandega Patimube says, I lost my passport with permit. Can I reapply as it has expired? Comrade Pet, I did ask you for clarity, which you did. So if you lost the passport, you need to apply for a renewal. You do it at the Zimbabwe consulate in Johannesburg. I'm not sure about the consulate in Cape Town, but I'm sure about the one in Johannesburg. You just need to have your reference number, ZEP. Then you apply to move to another visa. If you do not know your reference number, we can assist you. You have got my WhatsApp number. Comrade Samantha Samgelo Sami says, how are you, sir? I'm the new passport user. Can you please take me step by step on how to get permit, general visa or something? If Comrade Samantha Samgelo Sami, you are on ZEP, we have 2 videos that are available in my YouTube channel, step-by-step application. But if you are not on ZEP, you need firstly to check if your qualifications are under critical skills or are listed under critical skills. If not, you have also to check the video that I think we did yesterday, where we're discussing the points-based system. So it will also assist you. But what is key is just to go to the website, check what your qualifications are they listed. If they are listed, then you follow the procedure of applying. Comrade Snigiwe Nkoma, I prefer that you post your long question before I come here so that I can read kuhle ngoba thesi nyazama kubala but angibone ukuthi sabonani but eyami relative visa, that is parent section, ayila working conditions, kodwa bengile ZEP, ngenze njani, kumele ngiyenze ZEP extension okunye ngisakubona. So if I write need to ask your question because if it's here now I can hardly read. But I think we dealt with this question. If your relative visa says you cannot apply, you cannot work, I will look for my notes which you can actually then apply to work. There's a video that we recorded a year or so ago. I will look for that video and repost. I think it is going to assist you, Comrades Nigiwe Nkomo, particularly those that are on spousal visa. Comrade Costampo for rights. What is the closing date for applying general work visa? Comrade Costampo, we always answer this question. By 31st December 2024, you should have applied. Comrade Polite Dube says, good afternoon, Comrade Mabena. Have any ZEP holder got a general work visa outcome? Yes, others they have received, but there are very few that I know that have received their visa outcome. Comrade Musawenko Sispanda says, good afternoon, Comrade. Can you please assist me? My asylum expired during COVID. I want to renew it. ba renew. Yes, you go to, if you are in Gauteng, you go to Marabastad, Desmond to Refugee Center. I'm sure they are going to ask you to pay a small fee, then you can renew. Comrade Fungai Mazanango says, Comrade Bamapen, I'm still worried about how I will get my outcome of waiver because I changed the email and I forget it. Please help us on that because I'm considering to reapply if there's no any other plan. You need to go to VFS. But if they are not assisting, we'll try to get the people at head office who are dealing with these things to check on how they can assist if you forgot your email, so that they can send your outcome to VFS and go and collect them. You have my WhatsApp number. Remind us, I'm sure you are in our chat groups. Remind us in our chat groups on Monday, so that we can deal with this issue next week. Comrade Alexander Mashungu says, does a pending court case have a negative policy clearance? I'm not very sure, but it also depends on the charge. If there's a court case, if it is not concluded, the best thing is to apply, right? Is to apply for a visa. Once your pending court case is concluded, assuming you have been rejected based on the pending court case, you can then do an appeal. So I think the best is for you to apply. I don't know what this pending court case is. If you are free, you can share with us so that we can give you proper advice. Comrade Labisa Lighton says, how can someone change from asylum to either marriage permit, business or student visa? You will have to go back to your country of origin. You cannot change the condition of your visa while you are in South Africa, because you came to South Africa running away from persecution from your country of origin. You were granted protection by the South African state. Now that you think you are no longer in danger, you need to go to the refugee center armed with your bus or air ticket. Inform them in writing that you are now going back to your country of origin, you are cancelling your asylum, you go back to your country of origin. While there, you can then apply for any of the visas that you qualify under. Right, Comrade Irene Mutikane says, I went home in July and I have a ZEP permit, but on the border they gave me 3 months until 16 October. Should I go to the border to fix the issue? It's not an issue. When we talk to the officials at head office, the director, Mr. Matthews Mutiri, says it is not a problem. But the challenge is that the person that you then meet, the official at the border, they will say you have overstayed or something. So we always say, to be on the safe side, you go back to the border, but the official communique from the head office is that it is not a problem. But we always ask, if it is not is not an issue, why give the days? So which then creates confusion. Yeah. Comrade Flonpani Fish Junior Ngwenya says, indaba yemali yakobulawayo sizakhuluma ngayo ubatshontsha imali kobulawa sizokhuluma ngakho ngelinye ilanga. For now, let's deal with the question of documentation. Comrade Abigail Mazango says, my question is, when is us people who came after the ZEP going to have the right to permits like any other country as long as we have money? Ask them to open up for everyone. Comrade Abigail Mazongo, it is only Zimbabweans and Lesotho nationals that is benefited from special dispensation. Those from Malawi did not. Those from Swaziland or Eswatini did not. When this special arrangement was done in 2010. The perception then was that Zimbabwe was going to be the first, other countries were going to follow. It did not happen. I know abantu beMalawi abaningi who wish they could be having this arrangement as well. So to go back and say grant Zimbabweans amanye special permits, other countries bengazange ba benefit, kufana nje lokukhwela Mount Kilimanjaro is not going to be easy. But the issue of saying ukuthi as long as you have money, I don't know where it is coming from. I don't know, Comrade Abigail Mazango, because you apply for a visa on condition that you qualify. But if you don't qualify, that's it. Comrade Standazles Kali says, what was said about points by Home Affairs? Does it affect the ZEP holders? In the video, if you read if you watched the video yesterday, we said we're here to get clarity on whether this is going to affect ZEP holders or not. Mbona abantu bakithi eMbizingwe eNsezi siyabonga kakhulu abanye bahlala ezitolo angeke baqamba amagama abo bazazi siyabonga kakhulu. Comrade Kenneth Mapipi says, I cannot download online form. Just send us your log details. If you can't download, send us your log details. You've got my WhatsApp number. We're going to assist you. Comrade Benefit Moyo says, hi, Comrade, I've applied for general work visa and was at home. They gave me 3 months. We've addressed this question. Comrade I didn't love says, hi, Comrade, which application do you recommend for ZEP holders between ZEP extension and general work visa? We have addressed this question. We have said apply for a waiver and then move to other visas because we'll not be able to renew the exemption permit. Comrade Junior Ndlovu says, why I always talk about ZEP holders while there are people who are not ZEP holders but they did not apply for waiver? They need answers. The reason why, Comrade Junior Ndlovu, we don't talk about them is because they don't ask questions. For instance, you have not asked me any question relating to your circumstances. What you did is to accuse me. So if you stop accusing me and be specific, ask a specific question, we're going to answer. So we only talk about those that ask questions. Comrade Marsh Zinyane says, Salbonan applied for a waiver early January 2023 until now. When I'm tracking says I received in Pretoria, should I wait for outcome? I must go and apply for general work visa. Wait for your outcome. It is going to be sent to you on email, or you have to go to VFS, as I've already said. Comrade Mercy Jimasgo says, good afternoon, I need help. I'm a ZEP holder. I applied for a waiver last year, May. Is not yet out. Is it possible? Sir, I've already answered this question. Comrade Kutagwache Semwayo Butler says, Comrade, how are you? I need to ask, where can I get the medical report and it costs how much? Just go to any medical practitioner. I think others it costs about for a medical checkup between 650 rands to 1,000. Just go to a medical medical practitioner. They are going to assist you. Comrade Atwell M. Dubencwadi yomlungu funeka ezingaki. It's one letter, but there are 4 categories in the letter. Others, they write separate letters, 4 separate letters, others combined. In the list that was circulating on the requirements, uzabona Comrade Atwell M. Dube ukuthi how your employer should write the letter in terms of what the Department of Home Affairs wants. Comrade Ridiola Marube, you keep following. Comrade Atwell M. Dube, you have my WhatsApp number. If you are here as my friend, by now you have my number. Comrade Mtwas Hadebe says, my employer is requesting for a verification letter from Home Affairs. I went to Home Affairs in Pretoria and they gave me an email. You instead of going to Home Affairs, just go to the website of Home Affairs. You print out the Directive 4 of 2023. It is very clear. There's a video which I did and I showed you how you access that letter. Comrade Slovo says, just write, I need help, can you help? And you are not stating, so we don't know which help you need. Then Comrade Tawanda Jo says, if you have a court case, is it wise to submit before court in December? It's a drink and drive case. And the closing date is the 31st December 2024, unless there is an extension. So if your court case goes beyond, like I've already advised someone that apply, and if you are rejected, assuming the judgment is in your favor, but you have been rejected, you can always appeal. But if the judgment is not in your favor, then you have a serious problem. Why do you drink and drive? You don't have to do that. You don't have to drink and drive because you cause accidents. Because some people think that drinking and driving, it's a minor case. It is not a minor case. Imagine you are on the steering, you are drunk, you get involved in an accident, or so it's a serious case. This one, drinking and driving. Comrade Mapili Dube says, good day, Mr. Mtungwa. Kodwa bombiza mbuduma ngoba ngathi Mtungwa siwengana abantu na ngikhumali ongayisuye. Olwamudwaba lami kanje passport siya overstay angizange ngiyikhiphe ngiyithatha 2010. I don't think I understand this question, comrade. You have my WhatsApp number, so get in touch with me, then we can try to assist you with your overstay passport on condition you are on ZEP. But if you are not on ZEP, let me clarify on the overstay, on the V list thing. We are negotiating, and this is the last because some questions are separated. If you are on V list, you are on ZEP, we are negotiating that such individuals be given amnesty, because in the most of cases, in between the issuing of permits, be it Zimbabwe special permit or Zimbabwe exemption permit, while umuntele receipt, you were then said to have overstayed. You were then given a V list. So such individuals were negotiating with Babe granted an amnesty so that automatically they are removed from the V list. But there are other people about V list, of course, who are on ZEP, who were once deported, right? And were saying they are covered by the 2010 amnesty, and we are trying to get those people also to be removed from the V list. But if you then committed a criminal offense while you were on a permit, we cannot assist you because you have violated the conditions of your permit. So you have to go back a kayangit. Then if we are on V list, the Aula permit, you need to go to the embassy, South Africa in Harare, because you cannot apply for the lifting of that V list while in South Africa because you are not in South Africa legally, right? So you do the application while you are in Zimbabwe, not here in South Africa. So we need to clarify this. I see my sister from Bulawayo also joined. Siyabonga kakhulu. But why now we go to when we ask you to send political questions, you don't send, but if it's a documentation, you send all these questions. Why? So why don't you send political questions, but you only send questions on documentation? No, please enjoy your weekend. Before I came here, England was trailing by 1-0, and I celebrate when England lose. So please enjoy your football this weekend. Goodbye.